Welcome to Skrilltown himself on another show, Monday night show of Welcome to Skrilltown Talk. Tonight we have a comedian, writer, actress, singer, ghostwriter, extraordinaire by the name of Storm Artiste.
Hello,
Uh,
hello, hello, darling. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity. Just want to kind of let the listeners and viewers know who Storm Artiste is. So, like I said, she's a comedian, writer, actress, singer, host. She writes and creates scripts as well as ghost writes material for other comedians. She has performed stand-up comedy for 7 years. She's a touring comedian and she's performed with many celebrity comedians as Marlon Wayans, Chris Tucker, Vivica Fox, and so forth. She has also performed on legendary stages all across the country, the Improv, the Stardome, Uptown Comedy Corner, and she is a resident comedian at many comedy clubs. And you could also catch her on Roku TV headlining for a late night comedy show. So, like I said, once again, we have tonight the comedian Storm Artiste.
Yes, hello, it's me. I'm here. World, it's me.
She said, "Come on, world,
Come on, world. Come on in, feel this energy.
feel it, feel it." Yeah. So, how you doing? How's everything going in your area with everything that's been going on?
I'm blessed, darling. I cannot complain. A lot of people, as far as the pandemic and things, they've been like, it's been really bad for me, but
Hmm.
on the other hand, it's been really good for me. It helped me really to focus on what I wanted to
Hmm.
do, other than just a 9 to 5. It really gave me time to really sit down, hone in, focus on my career and exactly what I wanted to do.
Right, right. Okay. So, tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from? Like, where are you based out of?
Well, I am from Alabama, but I live in Atlanta. So I go back and forth, between the two. But I am a country girl, born
Mhm.
and raised, you know,
Absolutely.
all my life in Alabama, raised up on the pig, cornbread, greens, anything
Right, right,
southern,
right.
what I mean. So, but I'm in Atlanta now. And so I'm based here and I just, travel back and forth and do everything from kind of here.
Okay, okay. So tell us how you got started in comedy. Like what made you, want to pursue it.
My story is really interesting. So I was playing basketball overseas. So I was playing professionally overseas.
Really? Okay.
Right, right. So I was playing overseas for a while. But anything that's not a passion of yours, you slowly lose it. So even though I've
Hmm.
been playing basketball since I was a little girl, it was never something that I wanted to do, but something that I
Hmm.
had to do in order to get out. You know what I mean?
Right,
Because
right, right.
country girl, small town. So, and my family is very sports oriented. So I,
Hmm.
playing ball and, got a lot of offers, scholarship offers and things like that. And, that whole story, college, high school, and got
Right.
recruited, went to a college, the University of Memphis,
Okay.
played there and was playing overseas. And then, was playing over there and, that's my air if it's loud,
Ah, okay.
um, but I can turn it off in a second.
No,
But
you
anyway,
good. Hmm.
anyway. But so I was playing overseas for a while. Hold on, let me turn it off. Hold on.
Okay. Okay. Since you want to get this in, make sure we get this interview in.
Yes, because I don't want it to be loud because it gets loud sometimes. But anyway, I was playing overseas
Hmm.
and I was very unhappy, extremely unhappy. Still making all this money, but
Hmm.
just was not happy. And I've always been the girl to make people laugh. Always
Right.
been the girl since I was a little girl that just was just funny.
Yeah.
And so I was really unhappy, and I got an opportunity to try out for the WNBA. So I was
Okay.
overseas, and they was like, oh, "Okay, you can come try out. We're gonna, open this exclusively or whatever."
Hmm.
So, me being just unhappy, I was like, "This is not what I want to do." And so one of my homegirls, she was like, "Well, hey, let's just go and let's just hang out. Let's get your mind off of it. Let's go
Hmm.
to a comedy show." I was like, "Okay, cool. I love comedy. I love to do it." I mean, love to just make people laugh. Period. So
Right.
she took me to a comedy show, and I fell in love. I fell in love instantly. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, this is something that I think that I can do.
Really.
My very first comedy show, I was booed. When I tell you booed, it was awful, but that's just how I fell into comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been hitting, just hit the ground running ever since.
Okay, so I had another comedian on an interview by the name of London Lee. He's based out of LA, and I asked him like, as far as his what's his worst experience thus far with stand up, and he told me kind of like the first time what you just said, like getting booed. Like, so can you explain like your first experience, and how discouraging it was, and what made you just continue to keep pushing after that?
Yeah, man, like, definitely I can agree with the other comic. Absolutely. It was because it's your first time. So you don't know your timing, you don't know your punchlines, like you
Hmm.
don't have the experience to know the crowd, know what jokes you can and can't tell. So the first time it was a really bad experience, but in the same time it was so exhilarating. It was so it just that adrenaline just pushed through you. So
Yeah.
for me, even though I was booed, I loved it at the same time.
Mm.
It is discouraging. I'm not gonna lie. Comedy is not for the weak. It's not. You
Really.
know, it's a true art form. It's a true art form. And if you don't love it, if it's not something that you eat, breathe, sleep, you
Hmm.
will not make it. Comedy is just not for people who think they're funny or whatever. Like, this is a craft that you have to perfect, and you have to really hone in and really grind it and really mold it. So um, it has been discouraging. There have been
Hmm.
times where I questioned it, like, do I really want to do this? Is
Right.
this something
Right.
I
Right.
really want to do? Do I want to keep doing this, going on these stages, keep getting booed, not getting the response that I want? But
Hmm.
that was like my early years, like my first year to probably 2.5, 3 years. I questioned that a lot. Shit, I still question that now. You know, you know, I still question that. Like, is this something? But it brings me so much joy. So there's more ups than downs. I've met
Mhm.
so many people. I've had so many doors being opened. I've had so
Mhm.
much happen within my career that it drives me to keep going, because I know that it's the journey.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
journey has been great. Yeah. So
Well, I like how you said, it's not for the weak. And a lot of times when I'm talking on the show and doing little different segments, I always say, like, you just got to keep pushing. So, with that being said, and you meeting new people and things like that, like, have you learned, like, if you've learned from any of the comics, who would you say you learned from so far?
learn from. To be honest with you, I learned from every single comic, every show that I do.
Hmm.
I watch every single comic, whether you're a veteran or you're a rookie, because for me, it's a constant learning curve. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
it's always something that I can be working on, whether it's my timing, whether it's my punchlines, whether it's my crowd, learning my crowd, whether it's going off the top of my dome, whether it's thinking quick on my feet. There's so
Hmm.
many aspects to this career, so many aspects to this art form, that you never stop learning. You never stop learning. So there's not one particular person that I say, you know what, this is somebody that I want to follow. This is somebody that
Right.
I look up to, because I learn something from every single comic. I don't care who you are, how long
Mhm.
you've been doing it. Every time I see a comic, I learn something, whether it's a small tweak or it's
Mhm.
something big. So I don't really have a certain person, but I just learn little nuggets from each and every comic.
Yeah, okay, okay. So out of some of the places that you've been across the country and so forth, like can you tell us about some of those experiences? I know London, he went like on this comic competition type thing. Like have you done anything like that, or is there anything other, anything that you can bring up, to light that you've experienced as far as like maybe a tour or something like that?
Absolutely. Just for me, because I am a lesbian, one, and I am a masculine presenting lesbian. That right there is a hindrance in itself for me. Because most people want the very beautiful, feminine, type women on their shows. So it's not in this industry, which is awful. It's not really based on how funny you are. It's based on a persona. It's based on what they want on their show. The promoter or whoever is doing the show with whether that person is funny or not, because people are going to come, more so for maybe like a big butt or some nice set of breasts or something like that. But for me, what I found to be very difficult is just because of who I am. That right there is a hindrance for me automatically, whether if I'm funny or not. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that's a big obstacle for me. It's just getting past that first initial visual and then being like, okay, this bitch is really funny. Like, oh my God. So it's like once you get past that, because funny is easy. Let me be honest. As a comedian, funny is easy. I'm funny all day, every day, whether I try to or not. Try to be or not. But where the art comes in is being able to really connect with people.
Okay.
Connect with people, connect with your audience, bring them into your life, kind of, make them forget about what's going on and bring them into your world. So, that's just an obstacle that I fight with every single day. Every single day is just who I am and what they see. I tend to get looked over because I'm not the feminine presenting one.
Yeah, I get that. Okay. So as far as preparation, like, going into a set or knowing that you got so many shows that you got to do in a amount of time, like how much improv versus memorization do you put into it? Like what's the mix more like? Oh,
okay. So the mix is really the preparation is different for every comic. For me, when I prepare a set. So I say, okay, first of all, what kind of crowd is it? Is it more of an urban crowd? Is it more of a white crowd? Is it a clean comedy show? Can I not cuss? Can I not say some explicit things? So that's my first preparation there. Because I have jokes for every realm of person, whether you're black, white, green, blue, straight, I don't care. So I have jokes for every different type of person, but you can tweak each joke because you can tell the same joke in every room, but it has to be tweaked to that audience. So for me, it is more so like 70% improv, maybe even 80% improv, and like 20% memorization. Because you can have a set plan. Like I could have a set plan. Like this is what I'm gonna say. These are the exact jokes that I'm gonna say. But then once you get into it, something can shift you. Something could change you. Something could happen to where, okay, these jokes aren't working, or I see something in the crowd that I can pull from, or I can, this person, is maybe heckling me. You know what I'm saying? Because that happens. Some people truly come to a comedy show just to heckle. People buy tickets not to laugh. And when I say that, let me say it again for the people in the back. Let me say it again.
People in the back.
People literally will buy a ticket to a comedy show to sit there and not laugh.
And it's like a challenge, huh?
Right. So for me, if you're at my show and I've been telling these jokes and killing all these people, and you haven't laughed one time, now I'm focused on you. Now my mission and my goal is to make this one person laugh who's been sitting there like this all night, stuffy, so that's just preparation. It's a lot that goes into it. But yeah, it's a lot of different avenues.
Right. Okay. So, I noticed most comics, they always, like you said, they zoom in on one person. Is that like an icebreaker? You know what I'm saying? Where like, look at this dude in the crowd, man. Look at what he got on. Is that like an icebreaker trying to get the crowd, loosened up, or is it just part of your routine?
It just depends. For me, that's not my icebreaker. My icebreaker is for me to get. My icebreaker is for you to get past the visual of me.
Right.
Because when I come to the stage, because like I said, I'm a masculine presenting woman. I'm a lesbian and I'm tall.
Mm-hmm.
You're not even focused on my jokes. You're still looking at me trying to figure out, wow, like this is
Right.
like she looks like a dude. She's tall. So people are still it takes a while for people to get past that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, I try to make people, help people to relax. Okay, yes,
Right.
I am a lesbian. Let's move past it. Now,
Yeah. Let's move past.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's move past it. Okay, yes, I am okay. So now let's get into the funny. So usually some comics do that as an icebreaker, but for me, no. Now I do that. Now I'll start picking on people when people are talking too loud or being disrespectful or not listening, or if they're interacting back with me. Like if I'm telling a joke and they're interacting, then I'll be like, girl, hey girl, what's this? Or what's up? So, so it really all yeah.
Okay. So what's the funnest skit? Or so you said you also ghostwrite for people, right? So going into what the question I'm about to ask, is it a lot easier to write for others than yourself, or is it a challenge?
It's a challenge. It is hard to write for other people because I know me.
Right.
I know me. I know my personality. I know how to deliver a joke. I know how to, where the punchline should be. I know all of that because I've written this and really thought it through. Now, when I write for someone else, it's very difficult because I have to learn this person's personality. I have to learn where they want the punchline to be versus where I would want it. I have to learn, are they a dry comic? There's a such thing as a dry comic. Like, I'm very energetic when I'm on stage.
So are you slapstick or are you like the other kind?
It, like I said, it just all depends. Like, because me, I try to let it be natural. I don't try to robotically make my jokes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? So even if I told the same joke 3 nights in a row, if I'm booked 3 nights in a row and I've told the same joke 3 nights in a row, it's not going to be the same joke.
Right. Okay.
If that makes sense, it's the same joke. Okay, knock knock, who's there? Red who? I may tell that same joke 3 nights in a row, but it's going to be a different color. It's going to be a different situation. So it's the same joke, but it's been changed not to be the same and to be so robotic.
Right.
So, any kind of joke that's going to make people laugh, I'm with it. So I'm not really focused on like slapstick versus the chitlin circuit or you know what I mean? It all depends on the flow. Yeah,
because I've never been one to like want to think too hard about, so I'm kind of the ones where it's like in your face type comedy, but I can also respect the other kind. I don't know what it's called, where you might have to think a little bit to laugh. Like, oh, I get that, I get what he's saying, like, but so tell us what you got coming up. I know when I met you on LinkedIn, it was something that stuck out about you, and I don't know exactly what it was that you said that was going on, but I know it's something that's going on in your future. And tell us a little bit about what's going on, what's coming up next for you.
Well, right now I'm just working on a lot of different things. I'm working on a lot of skits, just writing a lot, still writing for other comedians as well. I do have a lot of things coming up in the future. I do have some competitions that I'm actually going to be doing. I'm actually going to be at the Storm in Birmingham, Alabama, very, very, very soon. I'm going to actually be in South Carolina very soon. I'm going to be in Florida, Tampa very soon. I'm going to be in California very soon. I'm going to be in New York very soon. So it's just, things are just happening. And I'm very grateful and I'm very thankful to God. And it's just a grind. That's all it is. For comedians, we're not seen as a true art. We're seen as just, okay, this person gets on stage and makes people laugh, but people have to realize that this is one of the hardest arts, I think, in the world, because anybody can draw, Well, because I don't want to take from other artists, but let me say this. I can draw a painting. If I'm a painter, I can draw a painting, draw it, and go to an art gallery and sit my painting up and let people decide how they feel with no kind of backlash from it. I could be a singer now. I could be a singer and just go up there and sing a song. And people will either sing along or not sing, but there's music in the background, and you know that's helping you through the song. So when I say comedy is one of the hardest arts, because it's only you and a mic.
Right.
And if you're not funny, there's no music, there's no background, there's nobody else up there with you. There's nothing that can drown out you but you. So you know, for me, it's just grinding and just keep going, keep pushing, and just continue to try to get my name and myself out into the world. And being a woman is it's a male dominated game.
Right.
It's a male dominated game. So for me, it's a lot of different obstacles for me, but I love each and every one of them. I love tackling them. I love showing people that, okay, this little gay girl funny, you know, oh my God, you know, this little gay girl is hilarious. Oh my God, like, where has she been? I want to book her now. Book her. Like, you know, so for me, that brings me joy. That brings me that drive to keep going, because once people see my set and they see me perform, it's like, girl, where comedy needs you. And so that's just what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to break all these barriers and, you know, just continuing to keep going. And, you know, so trying to be the next generation of gay funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. So, okay, with you being from down south, where have you got the most love at? Like throughout the country, you know, everything ain't for everybody, and you know how it is, different places. So where, since you've been doing this and you've been all over, where have you got the best, you know, the most positive feedback and love from? Would you say?
Oh man, the best I've gotten was probably when I was in Miami. I will never forget when I was in Miami. Everything was just, it was just love. It was just love. They didn't give a shit who I was, what I looked like. It was just, are you funny? We don't give a damn if you whatever. So it was just so much love, as far as, you know, they treated me well. They, you know, they didn't care about anything other than just me coming and being funny. They, you know, they just welcomed me with so much warmth and love, and just took care of me and made sure that I was okay, made sure, you know, and the people there, the audience was just so, because, you know, it's hard to make Black people laugh. Let me just be honest.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to make white people gonna laugh. That's just what white people do. And that's the thing about it, is that white people are going to laugh. Black people are the ones that make it more difficult. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some Black people out there that are going to laugh too, but overall, white people are going to laugh. And it's really hard making Black people laugh, because we do have so much more to worry about, struggles and things like that. So it's a little bit harder to come, you know, because we are going through so much more. But I completely understand that. So, but yeah, I would say Miami was the best reception I've gotten. You know, they love me. They really took the time to really just show me love, and I had a beautiful time.
So when it comes to like exercises with minutes and stuff like that for your sets, like what like got you to that point where it was easy for you to do like a 30-minute set or 20-minute set? Like, how did you prepare for that?
Well, it's not really any preparation. It's just the more you get on the stage. So it's really just repetition. The more you get on stage and you keep working it, you keep trimming the fat, you keep taking out the dead spots, you bring in more funny. So it's really just the continuation of just being on stage and going and going. So I would say probably within my 4 or 5 years in, I was doing 30, 45 minutes without even knowing it.
Dang. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So like I was doing that time just on stage, just flowing and going. So you know, now 7 years in, I have, so okay, I'm gonna say this. So when I'm performing, we get a certain amount of time based on where we are, whether with a feature, the headline, or the guest spot.
Right.
But I know that when I feature, feature is usually about 20 to 25, 30 minutes. Because the headline gets about 30 to 45, or really however long they want.
Right.
But it's about 45, 34, 45. But I know as a feature between like 20, 25, 30. So for me, it was just like when you get the light, it's okay. So let me explain it for the people that know. So when you're doing a set, they give you a light at about a minute before you have to get off stage. So it's a light that comes on saying, okay, you have 1 minute left.
Right.
But I know for me, after a certain amount of time, once I saw that light, I would try to wrap it up. Not trying to disrespect anybody's stage or light, but I know I would try to wrap it up. But it was just it's flowing, it's
Clicking.
going.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everything's clicking. So when it's clicking and when it's and when it's on point, no comic wants to get off stage. We want to get off stage and forever because it's flowing, it's clicking. Our spirit feels good. That adrenaline is rushing. So things like that, really just it just pops up on you. Like for me, it just popped up on me. Like, oh shit! Like I've been on the stage for 30 minutes, 35 minutes.
Right.
So so yeah, so now the promoter's mad. Like, look, man, you was only supposed to do like 20 minutes, and you was up there for like 40.
Right.
There have been times where I pissed a lot of promoters off because it wasn't me being disrespectful. It was just me being in that zone and being in that.
You was hot. Yeah. Well, you a former basketball player, so you in the clutch now. You like Kobe.
Like I'm in the clutch. Everything I'm shooting is going in. I ain't missing.
Right.
Everything is on point. So just let me shine and let me show out.
Let me eat. Yeah. Let me eat. Yeah. So tell us more about your singing. So you doing a little singing? Are you bringing anything out? Or are you just kind of doing backup? Or tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I am a background singer. I used to write songs and things like that before I became a comedian. So I've always been a writer. I've always written songs. I've written a couple of books, things like that. So I've always been a writer, always. But with my singing, it's more background because, believe it or not, I have stage fright when it comes to singing. Now, comedy, I can get up there and do it with no kind of regard, But when it comes to singing and being the forefront, I'm very shy and I have stage fright, which is weird, but
it is. But
to each his own. So but I do a lot of background. I do a lot of background for like demos and stuff like that. So if somebody calls me and they need me to do background for a demo, absolutely. So that's kind of where my singing is now. It's just doing background demos and things like that.
Okay. And you say you do a little acting as well.
Yeah, so I do a little bit of acting. That's what I'm trying to break into more now. So that's what I'm actually trying to work on is doing a lot of auditions, going to a lot of different auditions. But again, because of my demographic and because of, who I am and what I look like, it's really hard to get roles because those are meant for men. You know what I mean?
I see.
Now, you're right. Now I've been asked to put on a skirt and stuff like that, which I don't mind doing that. I don't mind if you want to put on a skirt, but you're gonna have to pay me.
Right.
Because at this point, I'm doing something that's outside of my wheelhouse, and so for that, I need some extra ducats. But it's kind of hard. But I'm still gonna push and still gonna grind and break these obstacles, and just trying to find a role that I can fit in is kind of difficult. So that's something that I'm working on now, just trying to break into that.
It's funny you said that because last week we had on he's an actor by the name of George Vincent, and he did a movie, brought out a movie about being faith-based and God-fearing and so forth. So during his career, I asked him, I said, have you ever turned down a role because of something that you didn't believe in, and how important that is to your career and your reputation going forward in the future. So like in your situation, what you just said about, you're gonna have to pay me and so forth. It's a lot easier Do you agree that it's a lot easier to play roles and to talk about things that you can relate to versus what you can't relate to, or trying to fake it, or act too much because it's something that you don't believe in? Is it easier?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely easier to do what you fit into. Absolutely. Because if I got a call today for playing a role of a gay girl or a gay woman or whatever, a masculine presenting woman, oh, that's the part for me. But if it's a part where I have to put on a dress and be a little bit more feminine and bring a little bit more of those qualities or that personality out, it is very difficult because I am more of a masculine minded woman. I know that I'm a woman, don't get me wrong, I love being a woman, but for me it's more of a more masculine for me. That's because that's where I feel comfortable, that's what I identify as. So it's much easier to do something that you're comfortable than to step out of your comfort zone. But I'm open to it. I'm not going to turn it down because it's a dress or it's some heels or makeup or hair or whatever. It's just I need to be compensated for that because that's something that's outside of my wheelhouse. So
right. So a lot of times when I'm on the show and I talk to entertainers in general, I always ask them, what's the main important thing about furthering your career when you're in a situation like you where you're on the grind? Like, what's important? Is it the support? Is it promoting yourself? Is it hard work, or is it a combination?
It's a combination of it all. I know that for me, I don't have a manager, one. So I manage myself, I manage my own schedule, and I work during the day. So I work during the day, and then I come home. If I'm not booked on that day, which is very rare, thank God, because I'm booked and busy. Amen. So if I'm not booked, then that's when I really kind of try to get everything prepared and because like I said, I manage myself, I manage my own schedule, I do all these things myself. So for me, it's all about it's all about getting my name and myself out there. You know what I mean? Because even though somebody may not know you, somebody may not know you, have never met you, but somebody of their friends or one of their friends may come to a comedy show, or may see something online that I've done, or may have met me in person. You know what I mean? So it's always really me trying to sell myself. You know what I'm saying? Because all I need, and I've had a couple of big breaks. I've done some big things, but I definitely my goal is to not have to work during the day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's everybody's dream. That's everybody. Yeah. No one wants to work a 9 to 5. Nobody wants to punch the clock and work for somebody else. Right. That's not what I want to do. I don't want to work for nobody else. I don't want to work a 9 to 5 unless it's doing it for me. So it's really a combination of getting myself out there, being professional, knowing that I'm funny. Like I said, funny's easy. Knowing that I can be in front of the right people and really show who I am, my personality, my professionalism, my skills, and all of that. So it's just hard work, grinding, consistency. It's a lot. It's a lot. But for me, it's everything. Just I want to be in rooms with millionaires. Millionaires. And it's not about the money, it's about the connection.
Absolutely. Oh,
and let me say that again for the people in the back.
Yes, you hear that? Connections. It's about connections, not about the money.
No matter what it is, no matter what you do, no matter what field you're in, it's all about connections. Who knows who can tell somebody else, that can tell somebody else that know this person. So it's all about connections with me. So I try to network. I try to keep my face on the scene, try to keep my name in people's ears. And so, God is just doing it for me, and I'm very, very thankful.
Okay. So how important is it to know, especially in your case, because you said you don't have a manager, how important is it to know the business side of things?
Oh my gosh, it's very important. It's very important because if you don't know the business, people want comedy for free. Right. Let's just I'm putting it all out there today. I'm putting it on the table. People want comedy for free. You wouldn't people don't understand that you wouldn't ask a painter to paint you for free. You wouldn't ask a photographer to come take pictures for free. You wouldn't go to your gynecologist, ask him or her to, for free. You wouldn't go on a car lot and ask for a free car. But for some reason with entertainers, the big word is free. And I'm not sure why people don't understand that we have to eat too.
Right.
And so for the business side of it, you have to know, because I have had to I've done free shows, but it's because I want to.
Right. It's your choice.
It's not because I have to. Because again, I'm funny. I have the funny. That's easy. But but the business side of it is that you have to know what you're worth.
Yep.
So I've been in this game for 7 years. I've done a lot. My credentials and things like that, all that is top notch. So even if you can't pay me my dollar amount, at least give me something, something, offer something, say, hey, listen, because I'm very understanding. Hey, Storm, listen, I don't have a lot of money. I have this much. How much time can you do? Talk to me. Let's I'm very
let's level with each other.
Exactly. But don't call me off top. Tell me, hey, listen, can you come do like 30, 45 minutes and I ain't got nothing to pay you but some chicken wings? No.
Oh, no.
No. I can come and do maybe 15 minutes, maybe do 10, 15, and maybe not even 10, 15. Maybe I can come do like 8 minutes and I'll take the chicken wings. But I'm not going to do 30, 45 minutes for chicken and beer. That's not what I'm going to do. So you know what I mean? You have to know the business, and you have to know what you're worth. See,
that's why I say it's a lot of people got to educate themselves every day. You can always learn something new. So getting ready to wrap up the interview, where can people find Storm Artiste at? The comedian, the writer, the actress, the singer, the extraordinaire.
Keep on going, darling. Boom. No, but anybody can find me on Instagram at the Black Ellen, THE Black Ellen. Instagram at the Black Ellen. You can find me on Facebook at Storm Artiste. Storm is spelled STORHM. Artiste, ARTISTE. And those are my only 2 platforms right now. I'm thinking about getting on TikTok. I'm not going to be doing a whole bunch of dancing. I'm not going to. That's not my ministry. That's not my ministry.
Right.
But, definitely Instagram, definitely Facebook. And once I get on TikTok, if I decide to, then that'll be a different thing. But right now, I'm just on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay. And you got anything that you want the listeners to be looking out for in the future as far as performances, tours, or anything like that?
Well, right now it's just I'm actually going to be a resident soon. A resident means that you are blocked in for every show that they have. So it's really an honor to be a resident comedian. So I will be a resident comedian very, very near future at the Laughing Skull. I host at Stardom. Like I said, I'm touring, I'm traveling, so I'm all over the place. I'm never still long enough. Today I wasn't booked, so I was able to do your show, which I really, really appreciate the time.
I appreciate it too.
And I really enjoyed it. So I'm always on the grind. Follow me. I post the majority of my shows. So like I said, let's speak it into existence. Acting, singing, comedian, writing, everything is coming my way, and I'm definitely going to be seen on the screen. You'll see me on the screen, you'll hear me on the radio. So remember this name and remember this beautiful face.
You hear that?
You see it again and again and again. So look out for your girl. And listen, if you're listening, if you're watching, if you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that needs any kind of entertainment, definitely hit me up. My email is there, my number is there, my contact, everything is there. So I look forward to just being in your city, making you laugh, tickling you.
We got to bring you to Kansas City, man. We got the Improv down here. We got a couple other comedy clubs down here. We most definitely got to bring you down. Yeah, I think it'll be a good time. Well, I would like to thank you for, giving me the opportunity to, interview you. I think that you're highly talented, and I'm just grateful that I had the chance to do it now versus in a year or so when you blow up. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Because then you might be too busy. You might be too busy. So I'm glad
it's
that I
the
got the opportunity.
manifestation for me, honey. It's the manifestation for me. Yes, I receive it. I receive it. And like I'll never be one of those people that when I do get to the level that God wants me to be at, that I
Mhm.
would never be like, oh no, no, no. Cause I'm be like, ah, Skrill, what's up? So I'm gonna
Yeah,
definitely,
yeah.
that's just me. Like I am a country girl who just
Mhm.
loves people and people love me. And so, definitely once I reach that pinnacle of where God wants me to be, because I'm just a vessel.
Yeah,
I'm just a
yeah,
vessel.
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
so, whatever God has planned, whatever the creator wants to be done, it shall be done. And I'm speaking billions, I'm speaking prosperity, I'm speaking happiness, peace, love,
Mhm.
all of that. So definitely.
Yep, live, laugh, love, and pray. That's what I say, man.
Mhm,
So yeah, we
mhm.
want to thank you for coming on and giving us this blessing. And like I said, get with her on Instagram and Facebook. Check her out. Facebook is Storm Artiste. Instagram is the Black Ellen, right?
At the
Yeah.
Black, yes.
At the Black Ellen. Get with her.
Mhm.
Check her out now. Don't wait too long because she's gonna blow up, and then it's gonna she's gonna be too busy. She's gonna be too busy, y'all. So yeah, but we want to thank you again. And listeners, don't forget, tune in every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will have somebody for you every week, and hopefully on Sundays as well. But we want to thank Storm for tuning in, and we will see y'all next time.
Thank
One
you for having
love.
me, guys. Thank you, Skrill.
Well,
Bye,
thank you.
guys. Thank you,
I will holler
love.
at y'all later.
All right,
Peace.
bye, bye, baby.